Hello there everyone, I'm Lydia from Altenew and I am here to give you a tour of my craft room. So then everyone, this is the little walkway I have into my craft room. As you can see, it is called the crafts department. I do love this little decal from Altenew. I have another decal covering a very messy box on the side and you can see just how well that covers it. So as we go in, you can see the size of my craft room. Now it's around about the size of a garage. I say round about the size of a garage, it was a garage. So we converted this from a garage. So the window where it is at the bottom, you can see that that was where the garage door was. So you can actually fit a car in here. Not necessarily a very big one, but a car would fit. So first up, let's go to my stamp cupboard. This is one of my favorite cupboards in the whole of the room because this is where all of my Altenew stamps are. Now I do arrange these in the color-coded orders. So as you can see, the stamps do have a color coding on there. So there's like florals, sentiments and things like that. And once I have then separated them into the categories, I then do them alphabetically so they're easier for me to find. So I do find it easier to use like plastic bins to keep these stamps in position. And then I can just kind of drag the stamp bin out and find the stamp that I need. My dies are all at the bottom layer of here because they are heavier. I decided to pop them where they're more sturdy. I also do have the stencils in here as well as my embossing folders. And the little decals from Altenew that says stamps and embossing folders and things like that. I think they're very handy to add onto your shelves too. So I do have my paper packs at the top, my Altenew ones, as well as all the little minis in that little mini bin. You can see that this cupboard is particularly full and I'm not sure where I'm going to put more stamps when we do come out with more stamps because trying to find another place for these beauties is going to be a little bit difficult. Now, if we move away from there and we look at my two carts, I just love the color of these. But these are the carts that I have the supplies in that I use more often. So I have lots of different things in here that I do need to grab on more than one occasion and I don't really want to get up off my seat. So this is where I keep my most used supplies. So the bottom of the right-hand cart holds the things that we haven't yet released. At the bottom of the other cart, that's where I house all of the cards that I've created. So that's where they all live until I do something with them. Then I have the second layer of this left cart. This is my coloring medium. So I have all of my artist markers in here, all of my watercolors, my pencils, and also my watercolor brush markers. So all of my coloring things that I grab are from this part here. On the second layer of the right-hand cart, I do keep my cutting machine and a couple of stamping mats so I can be able to grab those quickly and easily. At the top of this cart, I have the things that I'm working on. So as you may know, I do work with all of the creativity kits. So I kind of keep those in bags together while I'm working on those ones. I also keep a stash of panels, so card panels and card bases at the top of this one too. So this one is all the things that I couldn't possibly live without. So I have my stamping blocks in here. I have sprays that I grab all of the time, my watercolor brushes, anti-static powder, and also some baby wipes just so I can clean my stamps off really quickly and easily without having to move from my chair. Also, I couldn't live without not having my obsidian and my embossing ink right at hand. So to the side of my desk on the wall, I do have a pegboard. Now this keeps a lot of things. So in the little pouch bag that you can see hanging, I keep my misties in there and also my scoring tool. I have my scissors up here, lots of pens, glues, and my rulers live in the little pot. I have my adhesives hanging down as well as my little heat tool stored there. There's some little things to clean my stamps as well as little odd memorabilia in the little pots. My little mini blossom lives up here. I do love that he looks so pretty just where he is. And then at the top shelf, I do have some really great adhesives that I use all the time, and that really great decal is one of my favorites. I just love the font on that one, and I think that it works really, really well where it is. So now we can move around onto my desk. So this is the setup that I use for filming. You can see that I have lots of lights. There are in fact 4 of them. I have my little video recorder on an arm, as well as the 4 lights that I have attached to my desk. I do have 2 pretty overhead ones, and if we turn around the desk, you can see that I have lots and lots of wires. I try to disguise them, but that spaghetti junction right there is just not going to go away. We can see here that this is where I keep all of my kids' craft stuff. So over here is where I have my beautiful rainbow coordinated ink pads. So I did start with the reds and I go through color coded order. Now this cabinet you will not be able to find anywhere. This is one of a kind. It was made by my dad. I asked him to make me one, and it took him forever to create this. He told me after he made it that he will never, ever, ever make me one again because it was so fiddly. I really do appreciate that he made it for me, and I love it, and it is used daily. So as of now, this does store all of my large inks from Altenew. So when we do come out with more inks, I don't know where I'm gonna cut them because I'm really quite scared what my dad would say if I asked him to make me another one. Up here, we have some things that kind of make me happy. So as you know, I'm a lover of Alice and rainbows. This is where I keep my scrapbooking stuff. So it is close at hand, and it's there to remind me that I do need to scrapbook at times. I have another cutter over there because, you know, a girl needs more than one cutter, right? I have an electric die cutter. This is my die cutting machine, which is electric also, and a foiling machine. So this over here is my cupboard where I can't really put any of this stuff anywhere else around the house. So I keep most of the cards that I really like at the top. Here is my beautiful bouquet that I made for my wedding. I really do love it. It's made of buttons and pearls and little things that I picked up along the way. This is where I mostly keep my Alice stuff. If you know me, you know that I do love Alice in Wonderland, and I take inspiration from this cupboard too. You know, if I'm feeling my mojo's gone a little bit, this is where I go. I have a quick look in here, and with all the bright colors and all the little random things that are in here, I'm sure it gets my mojo going at times. This bottom cupboard is where I keep all of my scrapbooking stuff. So I have all of my 6x6 papers. I have photos that I need to scrap. I have lots of little random die cuts and stamps that I can use on my scrapbooking really quickly and easily. I also have a 12x12 paper storage in here. So this is where I keep my Altenew collections, and I keep them in a shelf each, so they're easy to grab when I do need to scrap with them. Moving over to my wall of drawers. Now, a lot of these drawers are not very organized, and they do have some really random things in there. So this is one of my embellishment drawers where I keep my twines and all of my little sequins in that. Here I have some more embossing powders, and this is where I keep my wax sealing things. This is my Altenew embellishment drawer. So this houses all of my Altenew embellishments. So all the things that come from the scrapbook kits that are not in my scrapbook drawer, as well as all the pretty stickers, and also my lovely enamel dots. Just a few more acrylic blocks in here. We also have some stamp cleaners in there just to keep them all together. All of my ink blending tools are in here, so my large ones, my small ones. There's some foam blending ones in there, as well as some finger daubers. This drawer is where I keep all of my little mini inks. So they're all in little tins and really greatly color coded in there, as well as extra little things that I have around. So palette knives, also some masking fluid, and some embossing paste too. This drawer here is where I keep all of my colored cardstock and some like specialty cardstock like the vellum and the gold beautiful cardstock from Altenew. So this is where all of my colored cardstock goes. The drawer underneath is where I keep all of my white cardstock and my beautiful watercolor cardstock. So all the white stuff is in the bottom one and all the colored one is at the top. This drawer here houses all of my alcohol inks as well as my sprays. I try to keep them in rainbow order, but the more I grab them and then just throw them back in the drawer, the less rainbow-y they look. As I couldn't fit everything into the other drawer, this is where I keep my watercolor brush marker refills and also a little palette just so it's next to it. I also have a whole drawer just dedicated to the fabulous washi tape from Altenew. There is so many different designs here and I just love rifling through this one to see which one to use. So that is it for the craft room tour. I have to say that this is probably the room where I spend most of my time creating projects and even crafting with my kids. My little girl, Matilda, she loves to sit at one of my desks and draw while I am working at the other one. Remember everyone, you don't need as many supplies as I do have in my craft room. I am a little bit of a hoarder, but we do hope that this video has inspired you to get in your craft room and get creating.
Hello crafters, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching!